It all started on a rainy Friday night. My name is Ethan Carter, a 26-year-old who recently moved into a small rental house on the outskirts of Salem, Massachusetts. I wasn't new to creepy vibes. Salem is filled with them, but I always believed ghost stories were just stories. That belief didn't last long. The house was old, built in the early 1900s. It had a narrow wooden staircase that creaked with the slightest pressure and a basement that smelled of damp earth and rusted metal. The landlord, an older man with cloudy eyes, warned me about one thing before I signed the lease: never leave the basement door open at night. I laughed it off, thinking it was some kind of superstitious nonsense. The first week went fine, but on the seventh night, I noticed something strange. At around 3:12 a.m., I heard footsteps. Slow, dragging footsteps. They didn't come from upstairs, but from beneath me, the basement. I froze in bed, holding my breath. My first thought was maybe a raccoon or a stray animal had gotten in. But then came the sound that froze the blood in my veins. Ethan, a whisper. Long, drawn out, and undeniably human. The next morning, I tried convincing myself I was dreaming. But when I went to make coffee, saw the basement door was wide open. I could swear I had locked it. I called my best friend Daniel, who had always been into ghost hunting and paranormal stuff. He laughed when I told him, "Congrats, man, you've got yourself a haunted house. Perfect content for my channel." He insisted on coming over that night with his equipment: EMF meters, cameras, and even a spirit box. That night, the rain returned. Thunder rolled as Daniel set up his gear in the living room, directly facing the basement door. "We'll get answers tonight," he said, smirking. I wasn't as confident. At around midnight, we heard it again. Thump, thump, drag. The unmistakable sound of something moving slowly up the basement stairs. The spirit box crackled to life with a distorted voice. "Leave." Daniel's smirk faded. He adjusted the camera, whispering, "It's real, Ethan. This is real." Suddenly, the basement door slammed shut with a force that rattled the entire house. We both jumped back. The lights flickered, and the EMF meter spiked into the red. Then we heard it, the whisper again, but louder this time. "Ethan, you shouldn't have opened the door." My heart pounded against my ribs. Daniel grabbed my arm. "We need to go down there." I shook my head violently, but before I could argue, the door slowly creaked open on its own. The staircase loomed before us, drenched in shadows. Daniel turned on his flashlight, and we descended, one cautious step at a time. The deeper we went, the colder it became, as if the air itself was being drained of life. On the wall above the chair, carved deep into the stone, were the words, "Do not wake her."